Alright, so in this video we're checking out the STPHOBBY Armor 5-inch Freestyle drone. So STPHOBBY, if you guys don't already know, is I think the same company as RUSHFPV. Either they're the same company or they're like a subsidiary. I'm not exactly sure, but they seem to be selling the same stuff. And this comes in a analog and a DJI version. So this is the DJI version with the DJI camera and the Vista in the back. If you get the analog version, it comes with the Rush Tank Mini and the Caddx Ratel 2 analog camera. The stacks are going to be the same on both. It's the Blade F722 and the Blade 50 amp Sport 50 amp ESC, and that's inside here behind these covers, and I'll explain that here in a second. But pretty typical 5-inch Freestyle. In terms of design, you got your top plate, of course, for mounting the battery. It's got the long bottom plate there, and then you got a sandwich plate for the arms. There is a little bit of a different design for the arm locking mechanism between the bottom plate and the sandwich plate. There's a little TPU part in there in the center that helps keep the arms in place, but otherwise it's not a whole lot different. So you got these side skirts, plastic side skirts here on the, basically there's 3 pieces, one in the front or in the camera area, there's one in the center, and then there's one here in the back right above the Vista. And basically this is sort of the theme in 2022 now, with a lot of the quads coming with these little protection side plates to prevent water and rocks and dirt and stuff from getting inside and, you know, potentially knocking off any components inside the flight controller boards, etc., ESCs. Yeah, so things are pretty well protected these days. And it's not a 3D printed part. I'm not exactly sure what this material is. It's the same as stuff that's on the arm bumpers. It might be 3D printed. It doesn't look like it. But you can see that I think that little red piece at the bottom of the landing part is 3D printed. And it's just a landing feet and arm bumper here. So the motor is just a new reactor series. Also, this is also from them, STPHOBBY or RUSHFPV. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're the same company. So this is a 2207 1960 kV. So I flew it on a 6S 1000 milliamp hour battery, this one here, and it seemed to fly pretty good. I'll explain about the pitch tuning here in a second. I flew it on a lighter battery as well without the HD camera. It didn't fly so great. So if you go too light in terms of the overall weight, it doesn't fly so great. If you go heavier, it's probably gonna be better. I think if you have a 1300 6S, you'll get more flight time, and I'll just be a little bit less agile. Obviously at 6S on the 2207, this KV, it'll fly fine. I got, you know, pretty decent flight times, around 3-4 minutes on this 1000 milliamp hour. You know, I'm not really doing too aggressive flying. I don't have very good 6S batteries, so I really need to get some, but they're super expensive, so still kind of holding off on that. Okay, in terms of the rest of the stuff that comes in the box, you get the props, of course, the Ethics S5 props. Get the VTX antenna, the Cherry, and it's a left-hand polarized for DJI, and for analog you get the right-hand polarized. It's a long one. You get the little boxes for the stack components, and so if you want to see like a more detailed video on what the stack components look like, I think I did a video a while back on those components. I'll link that in the video description if you want to see what they look like. But they did send the boxes for those. This is the ESC. Let's see here. Yeah, this is the ESC box, and just has some stats on the back here. You get the extra battery straps. You get 2 battery straps. You get some stickers. And then this is the flight controller box, and comes with the wiring diagram and spec sheet and extra cables. I did add my own receiver inside here with one of those little plugs that goes onto the flight controller. And it's just a Express LRS Maytech receiver with the ceramic antenna. It's kind of buried in here, so I don't have great range. I'm not really flying this far away, so I don't really care. And the GPS rescue isn't set up on this anyway. I'm not really using this for long range, but it does come with GPS in the back. It's not set up at all, so actually nothing is set up on this whatsoever. It just comes with a basic, I think it's Betaflight 429 or 4211, just a standard flash, no PID tune, no rates, nothing customized whatsoever. And obviously no GPS rescue setup, so you'll have to do all that yourself. I did not touch anything. I just, as I do with all of my reviews, I just take it out of the box, charge up a battery. I make sure, you know, I have the modes and everything set for my transmitter, which of course I had to because nothing was set up in this at all. And went and flew it, you know, the way it comes, like you would get it if you were a customer buying this. You know, I don't make it fly perfectly and then show you, oh, this is how it flies, great. And I had to do like, you know, 30 hours of work to get that done. So this is just basically how I review everything. I know some of you guys are like, oh, you need to like make it perfect and then show it. And I'm like, why would I do that? Because customers don't get it that way. It's just, I think that's pretty dumb. If you guys think that's dumb, or not dumb, and yeah, I should make it look perfect, do let me know in the comments below, because I think that's actually deceptive. However, having said all of that, the way I flew it with this battery and with this camera, this is the Insta360 1RS. Actually, you've already seen footage from this already, because I did a video on the ND filter that came off of this drone. It flew totally fine. I felt like I had good control over it. I didn't really feel any oscillations or vibrations. So, you know, basically it's more of a testament to Betaflight, because their standard, if you just flash anything, any flight controller, the standard is like is based off of a 5-inch build. And so with this 6S on this KV motor and this weight, it flew fine. I felt like I could be aggressive on the throttle. It didn't really oscillate on me. So you know, if you're worried about not having a pitch-tune, it seems to be okay. And you'll probably want to customize it anyway to the way you fly. But here's how much it weighs, if you're curious. It's 417 grams. And then with the 6S 1000, it bumps up to 580.6. And then with the camera, the way I flew it here, this is 741 grams all up weight. As you see here, this is how it was flown. Okay, I do want to highlight one little problem I had when I was setting this up, and I think it has to do with the way they do their builds and their maybe lack of experience in doing builds, because this is a fairly new company in terms of doing bind and flies. And the problem I was having is that the video cable from the DJI camera in the front here, going back to the Vista, runs under the flight stack. And so the flight stack was basically screwed down too tight, and it was putting pressure on the video cable. So I was, whenever I turned on the quad, I could see the OSD elements from the DJI system, you know, like the battery voltage coming through. So I was like, okay, the Vista is obviously working, but I have no video signal. There's basically just, I was getting a black screen. So I thought, okay, maybe the Vista is no good. So I swapped that out. That didn't change anything. So okay, that's weird. So I swapped the camera out with another one, because I actually have, you know, my own copies of these, and I still got a black screen. So I was like, okay, that's weird. So I figured, oh, it has to be the cable. And then that's when I realized the stack was screwed down too tight. And then once I loosened that up, the video came back and everything was fine. So I did forward that feedback to them, to the company, and they'll hopefully take that into account for their future builds. But yeah, that's just kind of a rookie mistake, I think, and just shows, you know, it's a testament to their lack of experience in terms of, like, you know, the number of models that they have and, you know, the builds that they have. I mean, the build itself, the design itself is, you know, it's nice. It's not, there's nothing, you know, nothing really terrible about it, you know, and the components are nice. The carbon is nice. I mean, it's nice and smooth. It's been cleaned, and I don't feel like I'm getting any carbon splinters off of any of this stuff. So I have nothing to complain in terms of the way it looks cosmetically. I think that they did make that one small mistake in terms of the build, with the stack being down too tight, which is there's never a good thing anyway, because you want those rubber dampeners to do its work and eliminate that vibration from the motors getting into the flight controller, which is going to mess up your PID tune. So, it's, again, because I did loosen up the stack to get the video to work, it is a modification, I guess, quote unquote modification. It's not exactly what you get out of the box, but without video, it's unflyable. So I had to make that change, unfortunately. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this video. I'll show you a little bit more flight footage. I'll link the full flights down in the video description if you want to see them in 4K. And that's going to do it for this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.